Hey, Chris Rogers here, editor at Whirlwind, and today I've got a preview of the mid-2013 MacBook Air. This is the one that Apple just refreshed at their Worldwide Developer Conference earlier this month. Big change that was announced is the extension of the battery life. So the new battery in here lasts up to 12 hours in the 13-inch model, which is this model. This is just the base model. The 11-inch, I believe they're touting at somewhere in the range of 10 hours. So 13-inch, 12-hour battery life. We've had it for a couple of days. It seems to live up to the promises. We've had it where it's lasted a little bit more, a little bit less, depending on the tasks, obviously. We're going to try and average out, give you some real-world scenarios of how much battery life it's going to take for real-world situations. We'll put that all in our full review, which I'll have up by the end of the week. So the big things that you're going to want to take away from this, though, is the battery life claims from Apple, based on our early tests, are real. So it's up in around 12 hours, which is pretty astounding for a notebook. A lot of it has to do with the new Intel Haswell architecture that's powering this. It's a 1.3 gigahertz power processor in this base model. It's a Core i5. You can upgrade that to a Core i7 1.7 gigahertz Haswell, but as such, it clocks in, strangely enough, at a slower speed than the previous generation MacBook Air at the base model. But Intel's Haswell chips sort of make up, the technology in those chips sort of make up for the differences, and it really does. The performance isn't a huge increase, but it seems to be very similar to last year's model, with the added benefit that you're getting a significantly longer battery life. With this model, the base one, you've got 128 gig solid-state hard drive and 4 gigs of RAM. Both those things can be upgraded to 256 gigabytes and 8 gigs of RAM. The same quirks that were in this laptop before are here and again. The big gripe people are going to have with this machine is the screen resolution is still 1440 by 900. Now we're griping about that because I think a lot of people have seen what the Retina displays are capable of, and even on Windows laptops now, around this price range, you're getting laptops with higher resolution displays. But I think the trade-offs for battery life and mobility really outweigh the display. It's not a bad display by any stretch. It's not 1376 by 768. But it's still lower resolution than comparable notebooks, a lot of comparable notebooks at this price range. So overall, just as a preview of what we're thinking about for our full review, great mobility, great mobile laptop, always the same lightness and durability that you come to expect with MacBook Air. But the battery life is very significant. Probably more significant than you might even imagine. It can really get you through the whole day. I think we've been charging it really only on a 24-hour basis, so you really start to get, it's not going to last 24 hours, but really off and on and even steady usage will net you pretty much all day computing on this thing. So if that gives you a quick overview of what we've been looking at for the MacBook Air mid-2013, and you can look for the full review later on this week on whirlwind.com.